What's going on, Northminster family? Welcome to the Outpost podcast, where we are basically just trying to be a beacon of light to our community. We are trying to signal to people that we're here. Not only are we here, but that if you find us, you'll find a place of refuge where you can be restored and replenished. You'll also find a place of formation where you can be equipped and then sent out to hopefully create that experience for other people in our community as well. Today, we have a very special guest. She is someone who is no stranger to the Northminster community. You've probably heard her voice trying to walk you through some things if you've had called in, or she's walking you around, showing you where things are. She's trying to keep everything together. She basically is the brain of Northminster Church. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to some and introduce to others, Trudy. How you doing?
Nervous. Because the spotlight's on me instead of somebody else.
Yeah.
I like the background.
I feel that. I'm the same way. I'm normally behind the camera. I filmed 1,000 podcasts, but have not hosted one yet. So we are in this together for sure. To get started, I want to ask, I don't know what we're going to call this. It feels kind of like, so for those who know, like our mission at our church is that we are an outpost, building an outpost for Christ, impacting future generations together. So the first step in being an outpost, from a practical standpoint, is that when people come to an outpost, they're expecting to find refuge, right? They're expecting to find water, food, nourishment, those kinds of things, and a place to just rest. So I kind of want to kick off with a question that is kind of signaling that in a way. I don't know what we'll call it. Maybe call it like a refuge reframe or something. I don't know. We'll come up with a cool name for it later. This is like our first podcast. So, but first question out the gate, what is something right now that you're finding a lot of joy in?
I am finding joy in training my replacement because I think Abigail is going to be a very great fit. Lots of joy with the current staff. I mean, so we've always had good staff, but this one, we like to laugh. We like to have fun in our meetings as well as, get the job done. We do it with a lot of grace, and I won't lie, there's a lot of teasing going on, but it's just the personality of the staff. We have fun, and we tease Greg probably the most.
I think he's the ringleader of the teasing.
He's a big target.
Yeah, it's very true. He dishes a lot, and then he ends up being the person that.
So, yeah, a lot of joy in the people I'm working with. A lot of joy in seeing the growth that we've had. Those all those kids, that brings a smile every time they come up and are part of the service. They sing, and yes, there's someone's maybe got their finger up their nose, or they're so excited they're jumping all over the place instead of staying put. It's all such a joy because I grew up in one church from birth through college. Church family is really important to me. They were. I continued after I was married. I was having kids. I was still getting Christmas cards from people, even though that church finally had to close because it had gotten small. Those people are really part of who I am. They made me. From Carrie Wilson in the nursery to Ruth. I'm forgetting some names now all of a sudden. But that brought me through grade school, Sunday school, children's church, all of it. Some wonderful memories, and now we're doing that for another generation.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, speaking of your upbringing, let's dig into that a little bit more. So
Okay.
for someone who doesn't know who you are, I mean, you're no stranger to anyone around here, but let's just pretend that no one knows who you are. Give us a little bit of context for, your background, your story. Where are you coming
Well,
from?
like I said, my parents were believers, and in my father's family, his parents, his grandparents. I grew up in a Nazarene church, so I was like, I was fourth generation in a Nazarene church, and that was it was a big part of our lives. Back then, it was Sunday morning service, Sunday evening service, Wednesday night prayer meeting, and as a teenager, then there was the youth group that met an hour before the Sunday evening service. Um, all of my parents' closest friends were from that church, and so we'd have gatherings. Music was a big part of my family. My dad led the congregational singing in the church. So he'd be up there, I'd be sitting in the pew, and he could see everything I did. So I had to behave because he could stare you down. You talk about giving the mom stare in staff meetings. I got it from him. Yeah, boy, could he control you with just a look.
But yeah, we'd have gatherings at our house, just social ones. Someone played the piano. We had someone on harmonica sometimes, maybe a banjo singing. My dad knew the hymn book so well. But other songs, it was a lot of people that had originated from the Midwest and had come to California, which for some people don't know. That's where I grew up, Orange County, California. Um,
Heard it's nice out there.
so it is. You get everything: mountains, beach.
Yeah.
You want snow, drive up to the mountains.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want snow, drive away from the mountains. And you got warm beaches. It's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
But we'd have these sing-alongs. My family actually called them hoots or hoot nannies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like I said, we had a lot of people from the Midwest, very country-ish.
I felt like I had lots and lots of uncles and aunts and extra grandparents. It was a warm, loving, wonderful place to grow up.
Yeah. So very tight knit, lots of community.
It was. Nazarenes are big on potlucks. Lots of good food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Good food, good music.
But my mom's fried chicken was always the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. See, okay, so was it like a Southern style fried chicken or like a Midwest
Yeah.
kind of style thing? What was it?
I don't know. I don't know. Hers just always tasted the best to me.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Man, go for some fried chicken right now. I skip breakfast. Cool. No, that's awesome. So talk a little bit about how, you got from being in California, raised in Nazarene. Now you are in the Midwest and somehow you find Northminster. What's that story?
Oh, long stories. Okay, so growing up in the Nazarene Church, on around high school, okay, my rebellion, and my mother would go, "What rebellion?" But it was to start going to the large church of Calvary Chapel in Costa Mesa. If you've heard of Jesus Revolution, the movie, that's the church.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's where I met my husband.
Okay.
But we started going. They had Saturday night concerts with all the latest Christian bands. And we would go. And that was sort of like, I'm kind of moving towards my own church now. I'm really very grateful for the foundation that I got in the Nazarene Church. But, you want to experience something else. So that was it, starting to go there. Met my husband there. We eventually, we married. We were part of Calvary Chapel for a long time. My oldest daughter had asthma.
Okay.
And every time she went to the nursery at Calvary Chapel, she'd pick up a little virus and it would be a full-blown asthma attack. And she was hospitalized a couple of times with it. So the doctor said, keep her home. Mm-hmm. So we did home church for a little over a year.
Wow.
Sunday morning, we just pull out our Bibles and a commentary, and we would just be reading together and discussing it among ourselves, just Mitch and me.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
did that.
Mm-hmm.
Went through several jobs, raising kids, no job, I, after my oldest was old enough to start preschool, we checked out a preschool near us, and it was an evangelical church. And we liked the preschool. We liked the pastor.
Okay.
So we became very involved there, and I eventually was the office manager for that church.
Okay.
And Mitch was teaching at Biola University, Azusa Pacific University, Vanguard. He has a theater and director background. He has a master's from UC Irvine. He also went and took film classes during that time. So eventually he was also teaching film as well as public speaking and drama, depending on what the school needed.
Gotcha.
And we had moved to Burbank because he was teaching at LA Film Works. And then that position was eliminated. So there we were thinking, okay, well, what are we going to do? He tried continuing. He'd done an internship with a studio there, and they liked him, and he would pitch ideas. So we were thinking that maybe he would actually become like a producer director.
Yeah.
And we would come so close to a project, and then someone would veto it. And then you start climbing the ladder of the yes, moving those projects up the ladder.
Yeah.
No, not down the ladder. So the famous story is we had something all scheduled for a parody, just comedy movie he was doing that he had written. And we had name actors in place. We had the money in place. And then the money guy, executive producer, got caught in bed with his mistress by his wife, and she shot him.
Oh, gosh.
He didn't die.
Okay.
That's the first thing I always have to say. Did not die.
Man.
But no more money for the movie.
Sure.
So, yes. And my comment to Mitch was, God, you did not have to shoot this man to tell us not to do this movie.
No, that's a wild story. That's crazy. Talk about redirection, right?
Yeah, it was. So again, Mitch is he had been part of a comedy group called Isaac Air Freight.
Mm-hmm.
They were on Word Records. He went back to a lot of public speaking, humorous public speaking. So he was at big conferences and church camps and all over.
Yeah.
So he's always been like a minister. And I have to tell you, he's not ordained. People come up to me and think he's a pastor. He's not, but he has very much that quality.
But you've got the first lady kind of like thing going on too. So it's believable. If you would have told me, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
So we cast it out there.
Yeah.
Got some offers. But we came to College Hill Presbyterian.
Okay.
And we came for a weekend, interviewed Mitch. They showed me around.
And we were going, yeah, we could see ourselves here. And they offered him the job. So we did it. Moved our 2 daughters.
They were in high school, so they went to SCPA
Okay.
because that fit their vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, unconventional.
I gotcha.
They get it all from him, not
That's
from
right.
me. Anyway, so yeah, he was the director of worship and arts at College Hill Presbyterian for,
I think, a little over 4 years. And, the recession hit. And they had cut down other positions, but they finally had to eliminate that position.
Okay.
And he taught at Cincy State for a while, but eventually he formed his own company. We've done 2 independent projects, films here in Cincinnati. One is called Healing River. You can find it on Prime.
Nice.
It's very much a faith-based movie. It is based on actual events, but of course it's based on several actual events of similar stories. But a beautiful story about forgiveness. Get a Kleenex because it is emotional.
Yeah.
It still won't make me cry
Really?
watching the trailer. Because I know the background. I know the people that participated. They were not all believers.
Yeah.
But we had an impact on
Man.
that crew. And the movie had such a strong impact on people. Mitch has a blog. He's got thousands of followers. I don't know, around 10,000. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Maybe around 10,000 followers.
It's crazy.
But people have contacted him to say what the movie meant to him and how it spurred them to forgive somebody in their lives.
Wow. Wow.
So it's had such an impact. Didn't make money, didn't get picked up, but God used it.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, talk to me a little bit more about so, man, you have such a rich, background. There's so much that goes into who you are. You've got, a musical background with your father. Then you've got this film background with your husband and making movies and having this huge impact on the community. What was your role in creating all of that? How did you? Yeah, what was your role in that?
in the
Making of the films and all of that stuff.
there was listening to constant rewrites.
Okay.
Mitch says I'm his editor.
Okay.
I would not go that far, but yeah, doing that, being their support. I've been working the entire time, so one of the movies, I just came to the art department and do you need what can I help you with? So we were building some miniature sets, so they put me to work helping with some of that. Small roles in the movies.
Yeah.
Just very minor things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a lot of it. Was helping him, listening to him, being that sounding board for him, developing his scripts,
Yeah.
ideas, and just a lot of it was supporting him.
So how do you go from doing all of that in that world to being a ministry assistant at Northminster?
I have a long history of administration work.
Gotcha.
So, back in college, I was assistant manager at a Christian bookstore. So I was doing that through college. And later I worked for an investigation firm. and we investigated workers' compensation claims.
Mm.
And they were bought by a larger company. And I was part of the deal almost.
Gotcha.
They said, she knows our clients.
Mm.
Um, she's a good one to have. So
Mm-hmm.
the new company hired me, and I started working with the research department.
Mm-hmm.
So we're researching public records having to do with the cases they were working on.
Okay.
And I worked with someone who moved on to even a larger company doing even bigger investigations like white collar crime,
Gotcha. Okay, so
money
wait.
laundering.
I have to say this because there's the running joke on our staff that Trudy is actually an FBI agent. And everything that she just said, I'm like, you're not making your case any better. I'm like, okay, investigating firm. Then we were looking at public records, and I'm like, okay, she was an FBI agent in my mind. I'm just gonna say.
Well, the last company that I worked for was run by two ex-FBI agents, and that's where it comes from. I ended up being in charge of the research department. So there was a lot of public research you had to, I mean, we were still looking some records up on fish,
Okay.
On film.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it also was part of like a puzzle,
Gotcha.
putting pieces together to create the bigger story, get the bigger picture of whatever the investigation was part of.
Yeah.
And I had my two girls, and so I took time to be with them until they started preschool.
Okay.
And that's when I worked for the church where the preschool was.
Gotcha. Okay.
So did that. When we moved to Burbank, I started just volunteering with a Christian-owned CGI company.
Okay.
So they were doing, Burbank is basically part of an extension of Hollywood.
Gotcha.
Because there's a lot of studios in Burbank.
Got it.
The big one is Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of work for television with, special effects, doing CGI work.
Mm-hmm.
But they were also producing a complete CGI movie about who Christ was.
Oh.
For a large missionary organization. And the reason for doing CGI was they could, then have it translated into what ever language they needed.
Nice.
So that was the project that the company was doing when I came on. My husband thought, that's a way to get your foot in the door, volunteer. So I was like an intern, and I kept doing more things. And then there was a problem with their office manager, and they asked me if I would step in. So then I got hired.
Okay.
And then later there was a problem with the production coordinator, and I stepped in.
Okay.
Okay. Now, CGI companies, the thing is they're on contracts all the time. So when you're doing a large project, you contract all these CGI artists, and then they're gone. So we were huge at one point, and then we got down very small.
Okay.
There was a rift between the partners, unfortunately, and it came down to there were three of us in this large kind of warehouse building, and the owner said, I'm going out on my own. I just keep doing what I'm doing. And Trudy, would you manage? So we went down to a 2-little-room office. I was still with him.
Yeah.
I felt a lot of loyalty towards him for his integrity and dealing with the partner that wasn't quite so transparent.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just up until the time that Mitch got the job at College Hill here in Cincinnati and then moved. And I probably would have stayed with him until he actually said, Trudy, I can't pay you anymore. Um, but so again, this has happened before. I call myself a responsibility junkie.
Yeah.
Do you need this done? And once you give it to me, it's like, this is mine. I'm not responsible for it. I
Yes.
just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just keep picking up more and more skills, more and more ways of dealing with a wide variety of responsibilities,
Gotcha.
jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what this is. So the girls, I worked for a graphic artist for a short time.
Yeah.
Over here, it's very part time.
Mm-hmm.
She had her office in her home, but we had a great relationship. And until she couldn't continue doing what she was doing, so I needed a job, and someone told me, well, they're hiring over at Northminster. Why don't you go,
Okay.
apply?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did. They interviewed me, and the staff development group was unanimous.
Okay.
Sandy Holtzman
Okay.
was part of that staff development team at that time. She told me, well, it was all the men that voted for you. She said, somehow you charm them over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just joking around, but they very graciously said, you're our choice.
Okay.
I've been here ever since.
Man, you see people in positions like yours, like, ministry assistant, office assistant, that kind of thing. And automatically your thought, if you're, especially for someone who's creative, you're like, oh, well, they're just logistical and, that's all there is to them. And it's like, no, like you've been around the block.
I'm adaptable.
Yeah. Yeah. From like, okay, like again, I keep following this through line of creative work. And then you land here and how all of that in some way, I'm sure, informs what you're doing now, right? Of like the experiences with Hollywood and these studios and doing all these, and now you're managing like a whole. It makes sense now to me. Like, I guess how you make it look so easy because of all that you've experienced.
You take a little piece from every place you've been.
Yeah.
And how you've had to adapt to it. So, yeah, I've come across a lot of different kinds of people. Some I would want to see again.
That's fair. It's very fair. Yep. So, tell me a little bit about so once you got here, obviously you're. I mean, we joke around all the time in the office about how you were juggling 1,000 things at once. How do you do it? Number one, but then number two, like, what have been like some of the more challenging things in this role, in this position? You've been doing this how long now again?
16 years.
Okay, 16 years. Okay. What in those 16 years has been like the most challenging to you?
But yeah, that's kind of hard to say. It would probably be like my first memorial service. And I have to say it felt very natural, but leading up to it, the first time, I would say Jeff Hosmer, who was the pastor when I started, said, you have the gift of hospitality, and he pushed me in that direction. He said, why don't you, start working with me on the memorials and funeral services? And he just, and that became my responsibility, the thing that I did. And it just grew, because for one thing, yeah, there were some years when we lost a lot of people in a short amount of time. And that's hard. That takes a toll on all of us.
Yeah.
Um, and but I wanted to be there always for the family. I wanted to handle all the little details for the family, so that they could just concentrate on what the service was, you know, the memories of their loved one, that gathering. They just didn't have to think about the practical.
Yeah.
So that was and that just grew.
Mhm.
Some of the other challenges were,
Oh, okay, Easter and Christmas,
Yeah.
you know, lessons and carols is
Uh-huh.
and Good Friday service are they're huge.
Yeah.
And Gary always did such a beautiful job, but there's so much preparation. When I started doing slides for the services, we had other people that did them too.
Yeah.
It was a rotation. But no one was here that really understood, that was in the meetings to understand the um, all the different pieces
Mm.
and what they required. And eventually it just came to me doing them all.
Yeah.
So you've got you can have a week where I'm meeting with Gary and we're going through trying to get all the slides together for the service, um and with Gary that can change.
Yeah.
I'd sit down with him for hours
Yeah.
to come up with that.
Mhm.
And you could have a memorial service, and plus you got to get the Sunday bulletin out
Mm.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, the those are the challenges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is when several things hit all in the same week or few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that makes sense. What I hear, like, more than anything, just having further context into who you are, is that it's not this emotionless, like, let me just get the task done. Um, you you almost feel more like your motivation feels like it's more of this like nurturing thing. Like it's coming from this place of like, I see other people, I see their need, and I don't want them to have to think about these specific details, whether it's, a memorial service or whether it's Mitch, like with the movies. Oh, well, I'll do your editing for you. I just want you to have your vision. I want you to see your vision come to life. Or, a special service like a Good Friday or, a Lessons and Carols. It's like it's all coming from this motivation of wanting to nurture and take on something as your responsibility so that other people are free to just experience and express themselves however they want, is what it sounds like. Would I be
that
correct in saying that?
yeah, that's a big part of it, the motivation, and also whatever creativity, various events that we have. We would do large posters, and that's where my art background would come in, and I get to, or make one, put one together, create some of that. But yeah, there's a sense of just so pride of doing something well,
Yeah.
you know, and thinking of all the details. And that is something I do. I think my art background has something to do with being a very visual person and visualizing in my mind. So when we have something coming up, uh, immediately I'm writing that little movie in my head. How is it going to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to need this. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need someone to do this. And you become, everything comes through the church office anyways. And when you're the only one in there, then you are the hub. You are the conduit.
Yeah.
So, yes, stuff comes in and I have to direct it to where it needs to go or get it down on paper or remind some people. Some people need more reminding than others.
You couldn't be talking about a certain pastor with the first letter of his name being a G, would you?
Okay, talk about challenges. No,
Pastor Jeff was not Pastor Nancy,
Yeah.
who is not Pastor Greg. Um, different people, and you adapted, and you just sit back a little bit and go, okay, how are they going to work? What's their MO? This is where I fit in, And with Greg, it's a little bit of Greg, your hole's a bit of a black hole here, and eventually he cleans up, because he just pulls things out to do what he does well, but he doesn't always put them back. So
Sorry.
they pile up, and then things get lost in the desk.
Yeah. For sure. No, I I love seeing you guys. Like your banter is great because it's like you could tell there's just history and there's time there.
Yes.
And you're very keen on like, no, we have to keep things in order, and that makes sense. And for someone like Greg, he needs that. You kind of balance each other out in that way, and I think that's really, really cool.
Well, I hope with it, we complement
Yeah,
each other.
exactly. So your time here has come to an end.
Yeah.
I think by the time people will have seen this, you'll have already been retired. You're on a beach somewhere in Mexico, having a nice
Really.
margarita.
Sleeping. No, I will just be able to set my own schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, talk to us. Talk to me a little bit about like what this time has meant to you. Talk to me about Abigail and how exciting that is. Talk to me about all of it. How are you feeling? What's going through your mind right now?
You mean the retirement?
The retirement, yeah, absolutely.
It was hard to decide when to do it.
But Mitch is 8 years older than I am, so I want him in good shape in order to go off and do a few things. And one thing we've talked about for a long time is a trip to the UK.
Oh, wow.
So, and of course, you're not going to go for a week. It's got to be longer than that.
Sure.
So that's what we do, and we do like the little just day trips on the weekend or just an overnighter.
Yeah.
All around the area. We just like to explore new places.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. I really enjoy. I live near Mount Airy Forest. It's a great place to go walking around. There are others I like to get out and just take a walk.
Yeah.
I can listen to music. I can pray. I can be really at ease. It's just a restorative thing for me.
Yeah.
To be outdoors, to walk, and to listen to God, listen to music, and just not feel rushed or hurried or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then also there's an element of it too, where it's like you spend so many years taking care of other people and bringing other people's values to life that now it feels like, hey, I want to give myself this time to enjoy, to be restored, to just
Enjoy my life,
That's part of it. There's projects around the house I want to get done.
So still doing
so-
Trudy things,
At
but
some point I'm going to be okay. Now I can really relax.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
fair.
Because something will come up.
Yeah. You've got to be there to fix it and get it together. Yeah. No, I understand.
Well, but yeah.
Well, talk to me about Abigail. How do you feel about Abigail?
Abigail is, she's quick. I think she's going to fit in really well with this staff because she has such a positive attitude.
Yeah. She mentioned the other this job has a lot of variety. I said, boy, yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's never boring.
That's right. Yeah.
And but she liked that aspect of it. And if things look a little different from the way I did it, is because Abigail, they're yours. You have to make sure certain content is in these things, but you do it your way,
Yeah. Yeah.
because everyone has. It's like all those people that I grew up with,
Yeah.
in the Nazarene Church. They imprinted on me. This is what Northminster is. It's all these different pastors, these different staff people. They all contributed to a ministry, to something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
That's what Abigail, I can see her doing that. She's got, she has a lot of potential there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just, I want to say to others, don't think it's got to be like the way Trudy always did it. She's got a fresh perspective. She's younger. That's, I was getting older. I I don't think I zip around as fast as I used to. But yeah, she is. I think she was a very good choice.
Yeah.
And I think she'll fit right in, and people are just gonna adore her. She's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's great. Oh, I will say, man, is that gosh, it's been really cool seeing you interact with her. It's been really cool seeing you training her up, and it just reminded me of my entry into Northminster as well, and like those are some of my fondest memories. Was when I first came in. I had no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I have a little bit of experience with some stuff, but like in this specific role, like I've never done communications before. And I mean, you were right there. Like I was like one desk behind you, and you were. There were so many times where I felt like I was just bothering you, like every 5 seconds. I'd be like, Trudy, can you come look? Can you come look at this? Can you come help me with this? Like. And you were right there. You were right there. And so I would definitely, I think we all as a staff will miss you immensely. Genuinely, your spirit, just the way that you nurture, the way that you care, what you bring to the staff. Like I think we'll all miss you dearly.
The oldest one on staff right now.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Oh my
I'm older
gosh.
than Greg.
Well, that makes a lot more sense. I thought it was just the ADD.
That's why I can talk to him the way I do. Yes. You don't have mom around anymore.
Yeah,
so
well, that's the hard part.
You guys had better behave.
Yeah, well, just come back and check on us from time to time because I'm pretty sure we'll need some wrangling.
Well, I will be. I mean, I do plan at least all of June. I know I need to step back. For one thing, Abigail needs to get established.
Yeah.
But I just need to step back for myself for that month. But then you'll start seeing me again.
Yeah.
This is 16 years here at Northminster. Northminster is, I consider my church family.
Yeah.
I know and love so many of the people here. And I love what Northminster is striving to do.
Yeah.
So, and I will find ways to volunteer that that I can contribute. It just won't be 5 days a week
Yeah.
or more.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Or more for sure. Man, no, thank you so much for your time, Trudy. I want to close this out with a quick question, more of a reflective question. I want you to leave our audience with a little bit of a nugget of like of all your experience, what has been the one thing that the Lord has taught you that you've carried with you and that you'll carry on into your retirement?
I've experienced so many different types of people, but all of them are children of God.
Yeah.
The person that comes in and they need assistance, their story can be so different from me, but I'm just looking at them and thinking God's child. I think some of the most beautiful moments I've had are either one of these people or a church member that I've helped out with in some way is just, they have to give me a hug. And it's like, I gave them something. I made them feel worthy in some way, or and just help them out in some small way. Doesn't matter. That made a difference. And what more can you hope for?
Yeah.
As you go through life, and you touched another life
Yeah.
in a positive way somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting that you can do that through something that most people wouldn't think, because we want the big thing, right? We want the, I prayed for someone and they got healing, or I was able to meet a huge need. I was able to bless someone financially, and it's like, and I can also be friendly. I can also smile and offer assistance, and that is having just as much impact
Yeah.
as the big thing.
Just listen.
Yeah.
sometimes.
Or just listen. Yeah, exactly that. Man, Trudy, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. You did amazing. See, we got through it.
Okay. Because I can feel I hope my feet aren't,
No,
I
you're good.
can feel the shakes.
You're good. You're good. No, you're good. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. And until next time, bye.